Are you at Infinite Mountain Dungeon and really confused on what you need to do to complete the quests so you can move on to Server Continent Desert? Well, stay tuned because I'm about to walk through this dungeon to make it easier for you to understand. Hey everyone, Chaos Giga here, and welcome back to another demo video. Today I'm going to talk all about Infinite Mountain Dungeon and, of course, what I used to call, or what I still call, Crack of Digimon, which is actually, I guess now, Infinite Mountain Dungeon Normal and then Hard. So before we go inside for like where you have to go for the quests, the main quests, to actually push you on into Server Continent Desert, which requires Tamer level 64 as well as the Devimon, defeating Devimon and all that inside this dungeon here. But before I want to go in there, I want to just take a look at this and show you guys exactly what the requirements are for Crack of Devimon. See, it still does say Crack of Devimon, but people keep constantly calling it Infinite Mountain Dungeon. I guess those are the new players. I have no idea. But regardless, it's still Crack of Devimon. So Crack of Devimon Normal requires a Digimon of level 99 or more. Basically, if you have a level 100 burst mode, you can do this solo, but with a lot of chicken combos too, of course. But I highly recommend just doing it in a party, both of these in a party, just because it makes it go so much faster. And obviously, Hard requires the quest Devimon Crack of Devimon Expedition Complete, which are the quests that Elecmon can give you. So you have to do some quests in order to unlock Hard. And then you have to also have a Digimon level 120 or more, which is actually just level 120 because that's our max cap level right now. I'm sure we'll get different levels later on. But anyway, that's just Crack of Devimon in a nutshell right there. Level 100 Digimon with burst mode, and you can definitely solo normal because I've done it with very little clone, I might add. It just takes a long time to get through the bosses when you do it by yourself. That's why I recommend doing those with a party, because it'll make it go so much faster, and you're going to want to do it because of the decodes. Enough said. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get in here. We're going to go into Infinite Mountain Dungeon. Now, I think why so many people get confused by this is because you're supposed to kill Kawagamon, Ogremon, what's the other ones? Oh my goodness, I've forgot them all. I used my last key. You also have to get a key from the Angemon outside there. He's off to the left side of the entrance there. But this is in a form of a clock. It doesn't even show it on here. Basically, there's rooms. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that right there is the entrance, of course. Over here is Kawagamon's nest, the very first one off to the left. This is where you're going to have to sit until he spawns in. He's the only one that will spawn, okay? He has a spawn clock of 2 hours. I have no idea why. I assume that that's just been... I know it's been the regular clock timer for it to spawn in here since the beginning of time, since its inception in the game. But I have no idea why they haven't changed it, haven't decreased the time. I'm assuming it's because the buffs... Because that's what people come here, the in-gamers will come here and they'll farm the Kawagamon so they can get the cards and stock up on them, and so they can have the Devimon cards so they can get the buff whenever they need it. Because it is very helpful for them in the in-game dungeons. So I understand where they're coming from when they come in here and steal the cards, but at the same time it's kind of pointless to have this as a quest, and then they're stealing the cards, and then those people that need to do the quest can't get the quest done so they can move on and progress their game. So that's why I wanted to point out that this right here is where you have to sit for at least 2 hours, and you can jump channels, because we do have 3 channels. He will spawn on all 3. So just sit in one of them until he spawns in. Keep being patient by asking for info on it, and if you see a lot of people build up in a channel, maybe ask them for help so you can complete the quest. I noticed that that's what was happening. I had an OX guy, a guy with an OX come in here. He was constantly just hitting his area of effect skill. He can insta-kill the Kawagamon. I asked him if he could let us hit first, because we were just there to do the quest, and he actually helped us go through and do all of the cards. So that was really nice of him. He didn't have to do that. So just be patient, be nice, and just ask for help. That's the best suggestion I can make for this area. I know it kind of sucks. I wish they'd revamp it, and hopefully in the future they will revamp it. That's Kawagamon. The rest of them have to be summoned in by cards. So Kawagamon's the first one, and then he'll drop the card for Meramon. And then we got Meramon, and then Monochromon, then Ogremon and Leomon. That's right, that's the ones we have. So all of those will be spawn cards that drop from the each mon respectively, and then you just go around the clock until you get to the last one, which is just before the entrance. And then right up here is where the Devimon will be spawned at. So Devimon will always be up here in the center. It's the only place you can spawn it at. But just keep in mind, all of those are card mons, so you cannot spawn them in or just wait for them to spawn in, because you'll be waiting and you'll just have to wait for somebody that has the cards. So it's better off just to sit at the Kawagumon's nest, wait for the Kawagamon to spawn in, and just ask for help. That's the best advice I can give you. It's what I've had to do every single time I've made a new account. It's what I've had to do just to actually get some cards for myself when I was towards mid-game and I wanted to get the buffs for my guild. It's just the way the game has been set to go now, because the buff is actually very helpful, like I said, for in-game dungeons such as Role Base and other dungeons like the Skull Marimon and all that stuff. It's very helpful for those in-gamers that are doing those dungeons, especially with tanks and stuff, because it adds another 10% to your HP, your attack, and I think something else. I can't even remember what the other stat is. Anyway, I hope this video was very helpful for new tamers. I know I get asked this question a lot on Discord, so I wanted to do this video and just tell you guys, explain it, how it needs to be done. And then once you're done here, you have to have tamer level 64 and defeat all these guys in here with the quest accepted already. Now, keep in mind, you're going to have to actually go out of here after you've gotten all these other mons defeated, all these other bosses defeated. You're going to have to ask them to wait for you, to be nice and wait for you, so you can come back in after accepting the quest for Devimon and come back in and then do it. It sucks, but that's just the way it is. That's another thing I almost forgot to tell you guys, because the Devimon quest is not exactly available right away. You have to defeat all the other boss mons before you can actually come in here and defeat the Devimon. So just let them know you're here for the quest, and hopefully you'll find somebody that's nice enough to help you, because that's how I was when I came back on this account, and I found somebody that was nice enough to actually help me. So just keep in mind, just be nice, be patient, and hopefully you find somebody that's patient and nice enough in return to help you get through here so you can get into server continent, because you're going to need, like I said, tamer level 64 and oh look, Devimon. So it's just like that. You're just gonna have to wait till somebody comes in probably to spawn in one of those cards just so you can get it. But basically that's all I have for you guys. It's level 64 tamer, and defeating Devimon is all that's really required for you to move on to server continent desert. And then you're gonna have to have some other higher levels for your tamer and so on and so forth. I do have a list of this on my pinned to my Discord and pinned to Omega Nix's Discord, and it's pinned in MD Gaming's Discord as well, I believe. I hope this helped some of you new tamers to the game, and well, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.